and the Democratic Party are separate. They all, imagine a dragon with two heads. Sometimes the Republican Party is on top. Sometimes the Democratic Party's on top. But if you can't see through the propaganda, you will not be able to see what's coming down the line because it's still designed to use you. And as a conservative, I'm telling you this because we have hypocrites in the Republican Party also. We got people that will sell out and have sold out the country in the same Republican Party.
Protests over these immigration enforcement raids are spreading nationwide. Now they're hitting schools and affecting a lot of students right here in central Indiana.
A lot of students are choosing to walk out of multiple schools across Indianapolis, and we're seeing even more demonstrations that are planned in the days ahead. Marina Silva is in studio this morning. What's the message that the students and adults want to share this morning, Marina?
Well, most aren't old enough to vote, but they say they can't stay silent. More than 400 students walked out of North Central High School yesterday, and it's all to protest ICE policies and its presence across the country. North Central students walked west on 86th Street to Westfield Boulevard, and at one point, students blocked the intersection. IMPD showed up as well to assist with crowd control.
I think when young people speak out, it's very impactful because we have a bigger voice than some of the other people. We are speaking out for people who do not have a voice to speak out.
Washington Township Metropolitan School District did give us a statement saying they knew this was happening, adding, leaving campus during school hours without proper authorization is not permitted under school policy. If parents want their students to leave school, please follow the standard sign-out process through our attendance office. Students who leave class or campus without permission will be subject to the consequences outlined in our code of conduct. Now, we do know more protests are planned for today, with some that are in support of the current administration's immigration policies. That's something we're continuing to watch for and we'll follow up on throughout the day.
And often sometimes when we see students choose to go down to the State House.
Students should not be able to choose to leave school. The idea and the concept of being in school and your parents pay for you to actually be there. Yeah, the tax bill, whether they have a house in a district, rent in a district, it doesn't matter. These students shouldn't be. But because now this whole thing is now going into elementary and high school, like middle schools and high school, you're getting students out there doing this.
Ooh!
For ICE. For ICE. Stop ICE. They want to stop ICE. And the crazy, insane part about this is that child trafficking is a lot more prevalent when you have people that you can't keep up with. And child trafficking, I'm in Georgia, Georgia is probably one of the hubs for child trafficking. Probably one of the hubs. I would say probably in the Southeast is probably one of the biggest hubs, or if not the biggest hub for child trafficking. And it's been proven and said that's a cartel thing now, big time. They traffic them into the country and traffic them out of the country. But nobody wants to listen. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want to have that conversation in no way, shape, or form.
Jathan.
Welcome to the I see you, Freddie. I see you. Hey, get out of the fucking road.
They're middle schoolers, so be kind to them as they drive by. So the middle schoolers are supposed to be able to protest. Middle schoolers. They have no idea what, why, and what's taking place. They don't have it. They can't grasp. Their mind can't wrap around these issues that's taking place right now. How do you now tell someone who broke into this country that they need to stay because if you send them back to their country, that's going to be fraudulent and that's wrong because now they can get killed and things like that can happen, but you don't do a background check on them. You don't know who they are. You just accept it. This is where people go to change their lives, and possibly in the course of changing their life, they may fall back into some bad habits of murdering, killing, doing some other stuff, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Because, of course, they're immigrants. The difference between an immigrant and an illegal immigrant is an immigrant took the right way to get in. They went through the process. They got a green card. They may have a work permit, a work visa. I'm all for that. Come in. Understand the country, grow, get your citizenship. It's a lot of immigrants that have gone that route. I'm an immigrant and I'm telling you that. 2 years old. I'm telling you that. I chose, because I love the country, to go serve. And there are a lot of other immigrants that have done that too, who got their citizenship nationalized here. And when you do this and you present this false virtue signaling type of emotional, whatever you call it, I look at y'all and I laugh. I look at them and I laugh. Because the shit that motherfuckers pay to actually be here, the price that we paid to actually get here, they spitting on it. They spitting on it. They're spitting on it and saying that everybody who broke in is an American. And you have the right to stay here. And this is what you have.
I feel bad for my sister because we ain't had much at all. See my thoughts with her.
I don't want copyright issues with none of that stuff.
Am I the only one bothered that these children are getting involved in this political war that's going on? Who decided that it was a good idea for these children to be leaving school in the middle of the day where they are supposed to be safe to go out and protest? As an adult, as a mother, as a sane individual, I feel like it is the parent or the guardian's decision to allow or permit for a child to leave school in the middle of the day to participate in these acts. We all know that these children have not fully grasped the concept of politics. They don't fully understand what's going on. All they hear is, we're cutting school to do a protest. Translates into, we're ditching school to have fun. I saw a disturbing post of a group of children who call themselves walking out of school to peacefully protest. And while doing so, they took laptops and glass bottles and other objects and threw them into the crowd.
Yeah.
I saw another post where a group of kids who had left school to peacefully protest were stealing from the store. Of course, those videos were removed. However, I got a good one for you. What purpose did it serve them to attack this old man, to dig in his pockets, to play in his face? This was disgusting, disturbing, and extremely disrespectful.
At that age, they have the same maturity of these guys that are out there in Minnesota destroying cars, destroying windows, protesting ICE. It looks just like them. It's just elementary school students all grown up now, but with the same elementary school minds.
My son just called and said that his school just brought him to a protest. So he's currently at a protest. I'm fitting to go race.
His father has a child in Cascade Middle School in the state of Washington, and the city is white center. His son said that he didn't want to do it. I don't know if that meant that he went kicking and screaming or something, or he was just kind of pressured or coerced into it. But what's important is the school didn't ask for permission before they decided to have these kids participate in a protest. And they didn't just do it at the school. They walked around in the neighborhoods around the school. And the father thinks it's a bad area, a bad neighborhood. They said that they had security there protecting the students. But again, the school didn't ask for permission. They sent him an email talking about what they did. Parents expect when their children go to school, and this is a middle school, not a high school, that no one is going to be able to take their children out of school besides a designated guardian. They expect that their children are going to be on the premises until they pick them up or they ride the bus home. Now, if this were me, I'd be absolutely livid because I despise when these different school administrators and teachers have the audacity to overstep their boundaries.
And that's what I see, because it's public school, right? You're handing your children over to to the system. Wow. No Donald Trump. Video circulating online claims to show Boston area classroom teachers teaching young kids to protest Trump in ICE. Man, these people are horrible, yo. They don't know God at all. They have no concept of who God is. And what's crazy is, in the course of all of this, I see it already clearly. It's very interesting. The same jokers that got y'all is going to play the hell out of y'all. The same ones. Over time, the Black American vote will become less and less needed because you will always have a huge Hispanic population is growing. And I really want them to be legally here. But we do see already that there's a huge amount that aren't legal. And it's a slap in the face of the ones that are legal, that did go through the process, but you got a bunch of stowaways in here. So when they replace the Black vote with those other minority groups, you see how New York is already flipping. You see already that's already been flipped. You're going to wonder what you taught your kids. They know that that to win this war, you got to go to the kids. No Donald Trump! No Donald Trump! No Donald Trump! Yeah, we about to get unpopular.
He's the principal. He has a valid reason. He's the principal of the school. That's not valid. Yep, ma'am. Because you're going to hear his house.
So a student at Lovejoy arrested for asking why her freedom of speech is being restricted. You in school. Like, you got freedoms, but not during this time. Student recording suspended for being a legal observer. So the student that was recording it was suspended for being a legal observer. No, your ass is supposed to be in school.
That's what we're fighting for. Let's go to his office. I should be going to class. No. He gave me directions to go to class. Now he's telling you to go to. Stop recording me too. Stop recording me.
It's in my rights.
Okay.
And we have right to protest.
Okay, the protest is over with. Go to class. No.
This is the lawlessness and disrespect that we raising. This is it. And it's cool. It's cool for people. See, it's cool until they actually come into your house and they tell you they want to do some shit that you tell them to do, and then they got to go back, and then you're going to spank them, and then you're going to realize that you raised some lawless kids because they didn't quite understand what they were protesting to even begin with. They just thought it was unjust, and they didn't like Donald Trump. So now they don't like Donald Trump. They have a problem with anybody that's put in authority. And if a person becomes president, now that person is more prone to play the political game. That means to actually tell you shit and do something completely different, which they've been doing it for a long period of time. They won't tell you the truth. They won't. Politicians don't get around in telling you the truth. They don't do that. See, that I said that, and I can't never virtue signal for Donald Trump, but I can damn well say with all the flaws in the challenges that I always see with this dude, at least he say what he got to say. For that reason, I definitely know that this is all coordinated. I know it is. It's always been.
I'm giving you the last opportunity. I'm giving you the last opportunity. Young lady, how old are you? No, she's going to jail now.
Yeah, drag her behind out. Take her behind, suspend her behind. Yeah. That's real. That's real. This is your next generation, guys. This is what we're raising. This is what we have raised. This is where things are going to. This is where it's going to.